Yeah. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jade Monkey. We're back here in DayZ 1.10, and today we are talking about the craftable shelters that are coming in or are already out for the PS5, the PS4, the Xbox One, the Series X, and the Series S. We do have craftable shelters, so I should say by the time you're watching this, either it's completely out or it soon will be for the live branch. I know it's been an experimental for Xbox and for the PC. So you've seen us live on stream, playing around with these new shelters, playing around with the new trucks. So all this stuff is coming, or it is currently in your version. So, check it out, see what it is. All right, so we're going to show you how to craft these bad boys. There's 3 of them at the moment. We have a fabric shelter, we have a leather shelter, and then we have a stick shelter, which I think, or what are they calling it now? Improvised shelter? I think this might be one of the better ones. I mean, this straight up looks like a bush. But anyways, we're going to show you how to craft all of these bad boys. Let's drive up to our little test site here, which might actually prove to be super slow. There we go. That's not too bad. So what's really cool about these guys is, for the most part, you can build a lot of these on the fly. Especially the improvised shelter, go figure. But here, let me show you the craftables for this. Let me make sure I got all these in line here. Okay, so to start off, you're going to need a shelter kit. You're going to need a rope and 4 pieces of short sticks. Short sticks can either be chopped up or you can get them from smaller bushes by chopping them down with your hands. Just be careful you don't actually cut your hands and you forget that they're bleeding. If you cannot find a rope anywhere, you can combine 2 pieces of rags. Or, I'm sorry, 2 full stacks of rags. So that's a total of 12 rags. And just remember, a lot of times you're seeing clothing all over the world. You can use an edge weapon to cut those up into rags, and then you can make your rope. So I'm just combining these 2 here. And again, we're on PC right now, but it works just the same for PlayStation and the Xbox. All right, so you see we combine those. Now we have this rope here. We're going to take some of the sticks out, and now we're going to combine these. Make sure we have this on the ground so you can see it. We're going to combine it with the rope, but first we have to pick the recipe. So we have the fence kit, we have the watchtower kit, we have the craft flagpole kit, now we have the shelter kit. And this actually only takes 4 short sticks and a rope. So it's the same as the watchtower. So now, and it actually looks like the watchtower kit, we're going to take the shelter kit. I'm going to go over to our spot, and we're going to start with the improvised shelter, the one that's looks like a bush. Or I'm sorry, it's right here. Ha! This is probably the most demanding as far as materials, arguably. Just because it takes 50 short sticks, which is kind of a chore. But if you've got a vehicle of sorts, or if you really need to and you're in a clutch situation, you can definitely put that down. Okay, so let me show you the proximity of the shelter now that you have it down. So to construct these, you're going to need 4 long sticks. All of the shelters do require the long stick. So let's go ahead and place it in here. I already have all these bad boys set up. Long sticks coming from the larger bushes, and if you need, or if you have too many long sticks, you can break those into shorter sticks. Okay, we have to attach all of these. Let me make sure we got them. 3 out of 4. Beep boop. Now, if you have enough bushes or trees, or you have enough edge weapons to break up enough sticks, you can take it to the next layer, or you can take it to the 56 you need for the improvised shelter. So let me go ahead and just back it up a sec and say, it's a little confusing at first when we put these together, but there's 3 different types, right? The leather, the fabric, and then the sticks. I didn't really understand what all these were at first. So to make the improvised shelter, we just need to fill one of these conditions, and in this case, it's going to be the 50 sticks. Now, if I did this right, I think I have a box full of sticks. I do. Look at me go. So yeah, once you meet the material condition, you can erect it with just your hands. That's what's so cool about these, is you can make these in a clutch situation and just, let me see, what do we got? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So, okay. I guess we should probably just slap these in here first. So things like the tires for the trucks are 100 slots. So what's really cool is these shelters do offer storage inside, and these shelters do offer 100 slots. So that is just enough to keep one tire in. So if you need to, it's great for that. Okay, so now that we have our 4 long sticks, let me get more inside here. 4 long sticks. Now we have these 50 short sticks. Now we can erect the shelter by looking down, and it'll be the action button just at the opening. So we're going to hold F here on the computer. I think that's X on the Xbox, and I want to say square for the PS. There we go. Now, depending on the condition of this, it will, if you break this down, you're going to get those materials back, but if it's damaged, you're going to get less. But I mean, look at this. Look at this. It'll provide you shelter from the rain, which is a big deal. But I mean, straight up for just sniping or just cover, if you put this next to some bushes, and you take another one and put it at the opening, that is legit excellent cover. More than the other shelters, I believe. Okay, so that's the improvised shelter. Hopefully I wasn't too scattered. So let's move on to the next one, which would be the fabric shelter. Now, the thing with the fabric or tarp shelter, you have to find these in the wild. As far as I know, you cannot craft these. And I want to say I have a box full of these as well. Look at me, I do. So if you find these around sheds, other industrial areas, utilitarian type areas, you'll find things like tarps. I want to say you need 4 tarps now. I could be wrong. But again, we'll also need the long stick, so let's go ahead and place that in our shelter. I already have one placed here, our shelter kit. We're going to go right here, grab these sticks. Bam. We're going to attach these at the opening. It's always the common denominator between all these bad boys. Bad boys. Slap it on there. Beep. Okay, so now that we have it attached, where's our fabric box? Here we go. Or tarp. I think they call it a tarp. Alright, so if we walk up here, we should be able to attach it. Now let's hit proximity. Now you can see we've met the condition for materials, or one of them. So now we should be able to get at the opening and then construct it by holding the action button. And this one's not bad, for sure. But I like the fact that we can essentially just make a tent out of basic materials. So look, Tarp Shelter, 100 slots. Excellent. Here, we'll show you. I mean, it fits an entire sea chest. Right, that's 100 slots. Ta-da. And I'll see people using this as you go deeper into the map too for just straight shelter, because cold and rain and just temperature is definitely a thing in 1.10, and you want to make sure you're staying on top of it. Not only because you'll get sick, but it burns your food and water much faster. So these are handy not only for storage, but for survival in general. Okay, so on to the last one. I have another, I almost called it a fence kit. Oh, you have another shelter kit constructed here. This one's a little different. I mean, it's the same in the sense that you place the kit and you do the 4 sticks, but this requires tanned leather. And it requires 8 pieces as opposed to the Tarps 4, which makes it different. Now, hopefully I made enough pelts and stuff for this. Beep, beep. Okay, so we have it attached there. So let me show you how this works. If I remember and I have my crates in the right place. I may not, right? Let me just put this in the improvised shelter as it's not, hopefully, as confusing. Improviso. Same thing here. Yeah. Just dump it in there. Plop. Alright, now I'm pretty sure I've got this. Okay, so if you kill an animal in DayZ and you skin it, you're going to get pelt. Right? I think I put it inside of the truck. I believe that I did. Or not. We're about to find... There we go. Okay, so when you skin it, you'll have things like deer pelt laying around. You'll have cow pelt, wolf pelt. Oh, let me move these boxes. Did I put these? I did not. Alright, that's super confusing. Right. Alright, so I have things like deer pelts. So you're going to want to take these with you, but you still can't use them to place in the shelter, at least not as of right now. You're going to need garden lime to tan it. And for now, you don't need anything else to tan it with, except combining those two things. Now, I can't find the garden lime, can I? Of course not. I thought one of these chests had, I think one of these did. Yep, it does. Whew. Okay, so you'll find these in industrial areas too. People's little tool sheds in the back of their houses, garden places. Anyway, so if you have a pelt of pretty much any kind, cow pelt, wolf pelt, you're going to combine the garden lime with it, and it should make tanned leather. And you do need 8 pieces of these, and they do stack into 8 per stack. It's interesting that the pelts are different sizes, but once you do this, the tan leather is essentially the same size. You can see that we have less than half of the charges left in the garden lime. And so we'll take our tanned leather in one of the other boxes. Well, let's go ahead and look. So the stuff on the ground real quick. Oh, so I guess the bigger one did make us more leather. So I guess the smaller one made us 4 of 8, and then the other one made us 8 of 8. So that's good to know. Size does matter. Now that we have our 8 pelt, we should be able to go over to the shelter site and then attach. And then at the opening, we'll have the action button. I want to say it's X on PlayStation. I should know. Boom, there you go. I think this one's probably better because it's a bit more muted. This tends to be brighter, so you're really going to have to stuff this in a place with a lot of trees. But this being the most superior as far as camo, but probably the most resource intensive. So there you go. The new shelters for DayZ 1.10. And yeah, if you found this useful, helpful, be sure to drop a like, as that does help out quite a bit. And if you're not already subscribed, consider. And yeah, these shelters are going to add quite a bit more gameplay. And not only for bases, but for just general action and moving around the board and just incognito type storage. So it's going to make for some super fun gameplay. I can't wait to see how this actually plays out during primetime PvP over on the official console servers. And yeah, hopefully we see you guys in the mix. We'll see you in the next one. Love you. Bye!